I was a die-hard Danganronpa hater. The two people that I knew who were into it were very weird and annoying. And I just kind of based my assumption on the series. Based my opinion, excuse me, on the series based off of that. But as it turns out with many things in life, I was completely wrong. I caught Danganronpa 1 and Danganronpa 2 on sale for like $4, and ever since I played that first trial in Trigger Happy Havoc, I was absolutely hooked. So, today, this is the series finale of a former hater ranking the game cast. Now I know some of you might think, what about Ultra Despair Girls? I'm not downloading that malware on my PS4. 150 cash out, but like, I'm joking. This has been a journey and a half. I want to thank all of you guys, the ones that stuck around, even for the support on the last Danganronpa ranking. It got, what, 1,000 views, which I never expected it to happen. I don't really expect anything of mine to blow up yet, but I just want to take a moment to appreciate that, all the nice comments, all the just kindness you guys have shown to me. You guys are really sweet, it's adorable. But without further ado, we are ranking the cast. And here we go. We have the tiers. Goat, I like you, you're cool, meh, Gap, and the Mono Kids would be right here. I want to start this off by saying, I don't like a single one of the Mono Kids. I really don't. They annoy me. I didn't even grab them for this list, because this list didn't even have Monokuma. So to start, Monokuma, specifically V3 Monokuma, meh. He's nowhere near as funny or charismatic as he was in the first two games. And that kind of is also a byproduct of the Mono Kids just existing. But, you know, it's Monokuma, he's funny sometimes. Also, he's not getting higher than this because he dissed my nigga Sonic. But then you turn around and you're cool with him nowadays. Pick a side and stay there. Capiche? All right. Number 2. Let's get to the real ones here. Kaede and Shuichi. They function well as a unit, but they are also very good characters on their own. For the very short time Kaede was around, one of the goats. The idea of a protagonist being a blackened is one that we haven't actually gotten the chance to explore. This one was cool. Her execution was cool. Her role in the story was cool. Essentially, she tried to end the killing game by killing the mastermind, but instead killed, but not really killed, Rentaro. Yeah, Kaede's cool. She does technically the most ballsy move out of any of the protagonists. Pun quite intended. And I really liked the role that she occupied in the story. The twist was cool. It was so well done. Danganronpa 3 has probably the best first trial in the series, and I will be standing by that opinion. Shuichi is also goated. Probably my favorite protagonist of the three. He definitely felt the most down to earth and relatable. Actually, am I good? Is my audio level okay? Yeah, it's okay. He felt the most relatable, and it's something that I want to call the gifted kid conundrum, where essentially he is placed in like this category where he doesn't feel like he belongs. And I, as a person who was a gifted child in school, I can kind of relate to that. He actually getting the chance to play the ultimate detective in one of these games, really cool. I, I, oh, Shuichi's amazing. I can't find words for this character. He's so good. He is so good. I think flagrantly just the best protagonist in the series. He was definitely prepared for this. I like his struggle about being a detective too, about how he's pretty much only useful when somebody does die, and how that bothers him. I really like this. I really like that about Shuichi. Now, also one of the goats. Also one of the goats. That's my boy right there. I love Kaito. Despite everything, he kept his head up. Despite everything, despite what he was going through, despite what everybody else was going through, he kept his head up. He inspired Shuichi and another character that we're gonna get to, who I also really like. He is just he's one of probably my favorite Danganronpa character ever, actually. I love his own internal struggles and how he pushes the others to do better. I really adore Kaito. He is such a sweetheart. I don't understand how anybody hates this guy. I've seen people that hate him. And if you're one of those people, what's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Also, he has Gohan's voice actor, which I love Gohan. That's my goat too. So, all right. Angie. Okay. I feel bad because I've rated all of the melanated Danganronpa characters low, which, hey, it ain't my fault that they kind of. None of them are really interesting. Angie is not interesting at all. I may go back and re-rank Hero and what's her name, Akane. Probably not Akane because I literally just struggled to remember her name. But I might rank Hero higher if I ever do like a Redux where I rank them all in according to each other, like all at the same time. But Angie, she doesn't really do anything for me. Her starting a cult in chapter 3 was pretty interesting. And then she dies. So I get she didn't really have anyone's interest at heart either. So like just Gonta's cool. Gonta's cool. He's a sweet. Actually, no, he's going in here. He's a sweetheart. He can do no wrong. I got really upset in chapter 4. I put the game down for like 2 weeks. I will get to that when I get to a certain somebody, you know who. Himiko. That's my goat. Himiko in 5. I didn't like her at first. Just her overall demeanor was just kind of annoying, and the whole magic stick was annoying too. But it grew on me a lot more after the 3rd chapter. Her dynamic with Tenko was very interesting to watch, as she seemingly did not care, but it's because of the kind of facade that she puts on. Not really a facade, but she just didn't feel the need to put effort into things. Effort into caring, effort into basically even changing her facial expression. She is great. I love Himiko post chapter 3. of how Tenko inspires her is just so good. I also really like that one joke with her. When she asked Tenko if she's playing for the team, that actually got a chuckle out of me. Yeah, Himiko's great. I invested. That's GOAT. Himi GOAT. I should have invested in Himiko stocks early. But that's Himi GOAT right there. Let's see. Key Boy. Yeah, I like him. He's not one of my GOATs. But I really, really do like him. The idea that I kind of expected him to become the ultimate hope with his design that resembles Makoto in a way. I honestly thought that he was a robot of the Future Foundation that was modeled after Makoto. But his own struggles with being a robot, with kind of being bullied throughout the game a little bit. I just like this guy. He's just a very nice guy. Kibo is such a sweetheart. He's so genuine too. I do like where he just kind of goes all Mega Man and just starts blowing shit up. It made for probably the most intense finale in the series. And I think during the last trial where he becomes the ultimate hope, it was a really cool twist. How, well, I'll talk about the twist when I talk about Tsumugi. But I kind of expected him to be the ultimate hope at one point. Way more than I expected Shuichi to do so. But, you know. Kirumi. I like Kirumi too. The whole Prime Minister thing. That whole bit that Monokuma does. Very funny. Very funny. Kirumi is pretty cool. I'm moving her down. I don't think she's up there. I do like her, but I don't like her that much. She is just a very solid character. Kokichi.
Whoa! Is that blackface, dude?
Kokichi. This guy is the whole reason that I took longer to beat this game than any other Danganronpa game I played. He annoys me to no end. But his writing is pretty good. I will concede that I am not one of those people who will let my personal feelings on the character be like, if I dislike a character but they're well written, I will admit that character is well written. Kokichi is a well written character. I just don't like him. He just gets on my nerves. And the thing, Kokichi fans, I understand you. His writing is great. His writing is really good. And at a point, it gets pretty flagrant that he does care about everybody. But for most of the time, he just annoys me. So I'll have to put him in meh, but he's the highest in meh tier. Because if it weren't for like the tail ends of chapter 6, he would have had his own tier above the Mono Kids. This is a gap tier. Because this would have been like Kokichi's own tier. Because he's better than the Mono Kids. I still find them annoying, but the Mono Kids are in a league of their own. I'm not even putting them on this list. But after Chapter 6, and looking back on the writing of his character, it's alright. Nowhere near my favorite. This is based off my personal opinions. If I were to put him with how well I think he's written, he'd be up top. But, you know. Kokichi is just to me. Korekio. I like Korekio's talent a lot, actually. His adornment and love for kind of cultural traditions and history is really cool. It's something that I actively have interest in, like IRL. The one thing that's stopping him from like being up here or up here is the Alabama shit with his sister. I was informed by a friend of mine that we learned through his free time events or something like that he was groomed, but I didn't really do those. So I can't really rank people based on free time events unless I've done them. And even then, I don't really like doing that because I want to give everybody a fair chance with the screen time that they have and the purpose they serve in the story. So, Korekio's alright. Maki, also a GOAT. Oh boy, okay. Maki's really cool because it's sort of a tradition, kinda, to have a person who has experience killing in the cast, which technically would be Pekka too, right? Genocide, Jill, Pekka, technically, and Maki. Maki is interesting because she hides that talent for reasons that are actually okay. I don't want anybody to come after me, and I don't want anybody to think that I'm gonna come after them. So it's kind of like not like a kind-hearted reason, but it's very selfless. It's a selfless kind of lie, to the sense that I don't want people to be scared of me. So she's great. I love her dynamic with Kaito, especially. They are so cute. And I love her dynamic with Shuichi. Actually, I'm gonna put the training trio together, because these three are probably my favorite three characters in the franchise so far. Unless I go back and redo the rankings. But for right now, these three are just perfect. Miyu, also one of my goats. Now, you might think, why the fuck did you pop up? You might think that I am a hypocrite for liking Miyu and disliking Teru and what's his name, Hifumi. The thing that separates Hifumi and Teru from Miyu is that Miyu is actually just useful. Even after her death, there are things that we use that are just useful, and that's because of her. Also, she's funny. She actively makes me laugh. So there's that. I really do like Miyu. She doesn't just get a pass because she's a woman. She gets a pass because she's funny and because she is useful to the cast. And actually has a layered personality besides that. So, Rentaro, you're cool. You're cool. I don't have much to say about you, but the fact that you got packed up first while being the ultimate survivor is kind of fucking hilarious. I would have liked to know his talent before being the ultimate survivor, because that was something granted to him by the perk, right? The fact that he survived a different killing game was granted to him that ultimate survivor title is what they granted to him. So I think it's interesting. I think the purpose in this story, the purpose that he serves in the story, excuse me, is really solid and really strong. Rentaro, like I said, cool. Ryoma is actually one that I think is very underrated. A lot of people don't talk about Ryoma enough, and it's I don't know why. I think he is probably one of the most underrated characters in this series. And that simply comes from the fact that he kind of just wants to die here. I know you fucking lying. Another than the lawnmower out here. Oh my god. This recording is so botched. This recording is so botched. Yeah, I think the fact that he just kind of wants to die, but just gives up on that and then dies. I think the purpose of these shows is pretty cool, honestly. As a victim to Kirumi, it is something that I didn't expect. I heavily expected him in the first case because of what we learned about him. But I think the fact that this guy just kind of gave up on life is pretty interesting. I do wish he got to stick around more. But hey, what can I do? Tenko! Do I want to put you in GOAT tier? Or are you here? I like Tenko. She's funny. That's really it. She just makes me laugh. She's funny, her sprites are funny. She actually cares about everybody, which I don't know how you fall for the character's facade this hard if you think she actually hates all men, because she's very nice to Shuichi. So Tenko's funny. I just like her. She makes me laugh. And Samugi. Samugi is by far the most bland, boring character in Danganronpa, and that is exactly what makes her fantastic. It's very intentional that she's bland and boring and plain, because you are not supposed to suspect her, like, at all. There are literal times where I am looking for her to do her free time events, and I literally walk right past her. She is so boring, and that's what makes her a great twist villain. She is so boring and so unsuspecting. Even when, like, she said a phrase that was different from everybody else in front of Mother Kuma, I didn't think two other ways about it. So Samugi is really good for that reason. She plays her role well. I don't really know how I feel about the entire twist of the meta-narrative thing, the series being Danganronpa being a thing in universe of Danganronpa. Like, it's a work of fiction in its own universe. I don't really know how to feel about that yet. I don't know if I like it or not. I don't usually like meta-narrative stuff. I have to listen to the dialogue around it again, but it was an interesting twist. It definitely caught me off guard. Her turning into Hajime actually made me jump. So, I didn't expect it. Samugi is a great villain. And technically, if I'm not wrong, the villain of this whole franchise, technically, really? Anyways, my thoughts on V3, I don't really have anybody that I actively dislike outside of the Mono Kids. I'm either on characters or Actually, I'll move Kokichi up. Angie is the only character that I'm completely on that I could do with or without. Monokuma in this game was hit or miss as well, and that's really due to the Mono kids, unfortunately, because they take away from his character a lot. They just make him weird instead of like weirdly intimidating, if that makes sense. He loses a lot of his intimidation factor in his game because of the Mono Cubs. He does treat them like shit, but at the same time, that's really it. He's nowhere near as scary as he was in 1 or 2, and I find it to be disappointing because that's sort of my favorite part of this series, is just how frightening Monokuma is by nature, you know what I mean? But that's it. The Danganronpa 3 cast ranked. That's it for a while. I think I'm done with Danganronpa for a minute, actually. I once again do want to say that I really appreciate everybody who has, all the Danganronpa fans who have supported that last video. You guys are awesome. You guys are super sweet. And if you want to stick around, please do subscribe. I mainly make Sonic videos, and I have had a few people ask me where to start with that series. So if you are interested in that series and want to know where you can start, I will be doing a video on that sometime soon. Also, be sure to subscribe, as I am almost at 100 subs, and that is my big goal. And at the time of recording this, I am not there yet. I'm like 2 away. So if it's something that interests you, as I will do more Danganronpa content in the future, just there will be long gaps between those. If you find me entertaining or funny for whatever reason, I don't know why you do that, please subscribe and stick around. I really do appreciate all of you and all of your support. It means a lot to me. It means so much to me, you don't understand. But Ultra Despair Girls 150 Cash App, link in the description. I'm joking, but I'm not. I need food. I love y'all though. That's it for today. Bye.